Alrighty, welcome to economics. If you clicked this video, you're interested in knowing more about economics and what it's about. So today I'll be giving you a bare bones introduction to economics in this lesson, and we'll jump straight into it. So, to know more about economics, we must discuss these two topics in tandem, right? The goal of economics and the problem of economics. So essentially, the goal of economics is to mitigate the problem of economics, which is scarcity. Now, what is scarcity? You might be asking yourself, right? Scarcity is a problem where, as humans, we have finite resources. So, finite resources, as in finite materials that we can use to create stuff, right? Like we have finite water, we have finite metals, we have finite wood, we have finite, etc. Everything is finite, right? As in resources. And somehow we must fulfill the infinite wants and needs of society. So this is finite resources versus infinite wants and needs. It doesn't make any sense, right? It should be impossible. And that's where economics comes in. So the goal of economics is to, as best in our ability as possible, produce goods and services that fulfill the wants and needs of society with finite resources. So how we can maximize our output of goods and services in the most efficient way, minimizing any resource waste and producing the maximum amount of units of goods and services to fulfill wants and needs, right? And to do that, we have four main factors of production, right? Meaning things in the production process that we can categorize as. And the first factor of production are land resources. Land resources are basically just raw materials like wood, like metal, like water, etc., that are used to create a good or service, like your iPhone, perhaps. It's created of lithium, of metals, of glass, etc., right? So those are land resources, which are resources that you can essentially find in nature. Moving on, we have capital resources. Now, this one's a little different, right? These are tangible things that businesses use within their production process to essentially help them create the good. So think of an example like Tesla, right? Tesla creates cars, and Tesla uses automated machinery. They use hammers, for instance, they use pickaxes to modify land resources, right? To modify land resources and create cars, right? So think of this as a car, for instance. And that's it, really. It's just tools, machinery that help a business create a good or service that provides us with value, right? Moving on, we have labor resources. So, what are labor resources, right? It's quite self-explanatory, to be honest, but here's an example. Here's Timmy, right? Timmy works for Tesla, and in his everyday job, he has to use his brain. And so he uses mental effort, right? Timmy has to make decisions, think of stuff in his everyday work. And Timmy also needs to move things around, like machinery, like tools, like moving around parts, things like that, right? To make cars. So we can simplify labor resources into an explanation, which is it is the mental effort and the physical effort that workers have to put in within the production process to help create goods and services. Finally, we have enterprise. So enterprise is basically businesses that are that are constructed and that provide us with value. So they are the opening of businesses that use land resources, capital resources, and labor resources to produce. So all these three factors of production to produce final goods and services such as finished phones, AirPods, iPads, things like that, right? Finished goods and services that we require. So they are attributes of entrepreneurship that allow us to open businesses and create goods and services that, again, fulfill the infinite wants and needs of society with finite resources, right? So businesses, they want to maximize profit by what? By how? By maximizing their efficiency of finite resource usage, right? And that's the basic bare bones of economics and what the study of economics is about. Any questions you have, you should leave below, and hope to see you in the next lesson.